We're well and truly into January 2025 now, and I have noticed just how much those temperatures are starting to drop. We're looking at between -2 and -3. I'm hoping it's not going to get any colder than that, but at least we've got a gas fire and we've got the backup of those electric panel heaters. But we have developed a little bit of a problem with the gas. So as you know, we've got a gas fire, the showers run off gas, the cooker is also run off gas, and we always keep 2 full gas bottles outside this van. As soon as one goes empty, I order a new one. That way we'll never run out. But there was something that started happening over the last few days that I didn't take into consideration. It wasn't too long ago we was talking about whether gas could freeze, because obviously that's going to cause us a bit of a problem. And I got lots and lots of replies from that, and thank you so much for people that dropped those comments, just letting me know that gas won't freeze, at least not until it gets down to something like -30 or -40, which is great news. But something happened the other day that was a little confusing. We were sat watching TV, we have the fire on quite low all night, that saves gas and it keeps this room nice and warm. But when it got to a certain time, as these temperatures started to drop around 11 o'clock at night, that gas fire started flickering, like it was running out of gas. So I thought it was a little strange that it was doing that. So I checked the pilot light, that was still in. But when I went to the gas hob and I turned the gas on, there was no gas coming out. And after about another 5 or 6 minutes, that gas fire started slowly dying down until it went out. And there was no gas at all. So I went out and I checked the gas bottle and there was nothing wrong with it. And I shook it just in case it had run out. But there's still plenty of gas in it. So because it was 11 o'clock at night, there wasn't really much I could do in that situation. I got up the next day, turned the gas on, and the gas worked. But that same night, the temperatures dropped down and the exact same thing happened again. The fire slowly started to die down and then went out altogether. So as far as I'm concerned, there's something wrong with that regulator. But the reason I'm making this video is because we've got such good support from people and everybody has contributed over the last few months to help us out with these little problems that we'll not be aware of because it's his first time in a static caravan. I mean, question is, do regulators freeze? Maybe the gas itself doesn't freeze, but something is stopping the gas coming through. And just to double check that, I disconnected that gas bottle and I'd got a brand new one ready to connect for when that ran out. And it did the exact same thing the night after. But once again, it was -2. So although, as people have said, the gas won't freeze, maybe if it's in small quantities in that pipe that feeds it into the van, is there any chance that that could freeze? Can the regulator itself freeze? So maybe there's something inside there, a small component that can freeze. But the thing is, there is a couple of people still left on site. Not a lot, but nobody else is having that problem. So if it's not freezing, is it faulty? Somebody did say to me, if it does it again and you turn your gas fire in or your gas cooker and there's no gas coming through, pour some boiling water over that regulator, which I did this morning. And about 5 minutes later, the gas was coming through. So maybe something has froze within that unit. Or do you know different? Is that the sign of a regulator on its way out, since nobody else is saying that they're getting the same problem? I've had a look online as well to buy a new regulator, and I thought it quite confusing, to be fair. I've seen these regulators, you can pick them up for about £20, but then I've seen other ones that look exactly the same and they're £100. And then of course you've got the twin ones, so you can have 2 gas cans connected at the same time. And I've seen those range from between £38 and £140. I don't really know what the difference is. Maybe it's just the make that's causing that price difference. But I was looking on eBay, and sometimes people do put things on eBay that they buy really cheap and triple price to make a profit. So basically all I'm looking for is an answer to that question. is it just one of those things for me? It's something that can happen, and it is just happening to our regulator, and it's not faulty, or is it on its way out? So I definitely need to buy a new one. One other thing that I did try, and it doesn't seem to have made that much of a difference if I'm fair, is I wrapped the pipe and the regulator up in bubble wrap. And I've also got some foil stuff that you can wrap around. It's like a thermal covering. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So it's basically this, just material, but I thought if I wrap some of this around it, maybe it'd stop some of that cold getting to it. It didn't seem to make much difference. So I've then wrapped lots of bubble wrap around the regulator itself and taped it on. Added some of that to the top, and it still didn't really make much of a difference. As a last resort, I had all that on the regulator of this gas bottle, and I've got an old, really thick duvet which I chucked over the top of both gas bottles and thought surely that's going to make a difference. So basically that's what I've done. I know it doesn't look pretty. If I take this off, always a good idea to keep your gas cans chained together. And I've wrapped that thermal stuff around it there, and on this part that's the regulator which I've wrapped in bubble wrap, and then we've got more bubble wrap around there as well. As I said, I'm not sure if that's going to make any difference to it at all. I just thought something would be better than nothing. I'll just keep that juked over. It's an old sheet that we use for when we need to get under the van anyway. And thanks to the advice of quite a few people, I've also disconnected that washer pipe as well and wrapped up this outside tap with some bubble wrap. I think I'll add a little bit more to that as well. I don't want that washer freezing. But when I got up this morning, there was no gas again. So the hot water tipped on the regulator and it once again started working. And it might seem that I've already answered my own question, but if that is the case, then why is nobody else's freezing up, just mine? Or is that just a sign of wear and tear? Anyway, thank you so much for being back here in 2025. Fingers crossed it warms up as soon as possible. We're not suffering this van at all because we've always got the backup of those electric heaters if we do have problems with gas. But it's also good to get a few tips off people out there that's been there and done that in the past, and you could probably answer my question for me straight away, and I can nip out and get a new regulator if that's what I need to do. So hopefully warmer days are on the way. We've still got quite a while to go before we get to spring and see temperatures increase to any degree whatsoever, but I'm still going to keep making videos whenever little bits and bobs like this pop up, because I'm sure apart from people out there letting me know what the problem is and solving it for me, it's also going to help other people as well, and that's basically what this channel's about. So if you have got any ideas of what it could be, drop me a comment. I'll really appreciate it. And if you're interested in seeing more videos about caravan life in the UK, especially when we get to those warmer days, then please hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell, and I'll see you next time. You all take care.